So I already made a video last time, I guess the video before, talking about Supergirl, and Supergirl still pertains to this, but for different reasons. So as I mentioned before, I liked Supergirl. I thought it was a good movie, and a lot of people bombed it. I think it's considered one of the worst rated superhero movies ever, which is strange because the DCEU exists, and there are some terrible. They made some truly terrible movies from there, but that's not really about that. It's more so about reviews in general. See, I recently started making reviews on my shorts. I review albums, CDs specifically, and people don't really watch them, really, but I'm not surprised by that. You know, it's not really anything worth talking about. You know, I just do it for the views. You know, my opinion always is that in order for you to know if something is good or not, then you yourself have to actually watch the thing to know. You know, I could shit on the DCEU all I want, but that doesn't really matter if I haven't seen it. You know, and I have watched a few of those movies, so I know what I'm talking about, at least with a few of them. You know, I can't say anything about Aquaman or The Flash, but I could talk about Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman and whatever. But the reviews themselves, people when they talk about it, you know, it doesn't really matter to you personally. Like, it only matters if you yourself knows, right? Like, I'm reading Darth Plagueis, this Star Wars Legends book, right? Here it is. And so far, I am enjoying the book. I think it's a good book. I think it's interesting. Somebody else might not like it. It might be poorly or well rated, but it doesn't really matter because I myself am reading it. And the same goes for movies and CDs, whatever. Point is that I know that I myself enjoy this thing, and so if somebody else decides that they like it or don't like it, it shouldn't really matter to me because I myself enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I myself enjoy this thing, so therefore my opinion is the only one that matters because it pertains to me alone. If someone else decides that they like or dislike something, it shouldn't matter to me because they themselves are the only ones that can decide whether or not something is good or not because it pertains to them. Right? Again, with the DCEU, there are people that like the DCEU. I personally do not like it. I feel like it's very inconsistent. I feel like it's very messy and confusing to understand, and maybe a bit pretentious too. And that's fine. It's my opinion. If you yourself liked it, that's fine too. It's your opinion. My problem comes in when people try and say that it's better than it is, or that it's superior to other movies, because it's not. But that is my opinion. It shouldn't matter. Same thing with my reviews, with the CDs, right? Now, I review the CDs. I tell you what I think about them. Now, someone could agree with me or they could disagree with me, and that's fine. But it's my opinion, right? It's something that I believe personally. It shouldn't really matter whether or not you agree with me or not. You can listen to it yourself and decide for yourself whether or not you agree with that opinion. I think my point is that it's a bit absurd to take anyone's opinion of something seriously. You know, it's one thing, I suppose, when you yourself decides that whether or not something is good. But what about the masses, right? What if the masses decide that something that you like isn't good? Because now it's not good because the masses have decided that it's not good. But the masses can't decide whether or not you like something. You know, only you can decide that, but because they have decided that, it's now bad, right? Like with Supergirl, people are saying Supergirl is bad, but I watched it and I liked it, and so therefore I think Supergirl is good. But since the masses say that's bad, it's now suddenly bad, which I think is a bit absurd. Because like I said, I already made a video talking about this, but I feel like it's a bit strange to hate on something, or to not so much to hate on something, but to hate on something because the masses decided that it is bad. Like, I've never had this experience before where I've seen something and the masses have not. Granted, I'm not like a big superhero or movie guy in general. I'm not like a big movie guy, but I still felt like I enjoyed it. I still felt like it was a good movie, but the masses have decided no, it's not. And so, it's like this strange situation where you're opposed to the status quo. I guess it makes you a bit of a rebel then. No, but it would be strange it's strange that because the masses decide something that good, that other people will decide that the thing is not good, whether or not you've seen it, right? Like, let's take The Last Jedi. I saw The Last Jedi when it came out, and when I came out of the movie theater, I thought it was just a boring movie. I didn't think it was necessarily bad. I thought the ideas that went into it were interesting, but I just thought it was boring. I didn't care all that much because it was just a boring, slow-paced movie, which is unlike Star Wars. And I haven't seen it since then. I haven't seen any of the sequels since they came out, and maybe I should rewatch them and see if they hold up. But a lot of people really hated the sequel trilogy, and I think that with The Last Jedi, at least, because it was a decisive movie, that nobody can really decide for sure whether or not it's a good movie or if it's a bad movie. Like I said, my opinion is that it's just boring. 2.5 hours of nothing that was really accomplished to me, but that's just my opinion. But I remember that there are a lot of people that said it was a really good movie, and just as many that said it was a really bad movie. And so it's kind of that weird thing where it's like, I think nobody could really be sure that it is or isn't good. I guess my point is that the only way to know that something is good is to watch it yourself. I recently watched this movie called Fallen. Had Denzel Washington, Tony, and Jenna Soprano working as cops. How much a portrayal could probably take. But no, it was this movie that was about some kind of possession thing. It was like a supernatural crime thriller thing, and the reviews for it were okay, and initially I thought, well, if I don't want to watch anything that's not great, so I would just ignore it. But then I figured, why not? I might as well just take a chance and see what it's like. And I watched it and I liked it. It was fine. It was good. It wasn't exceptional or anything, but I liked the premise. I liked the acting. And while I would say that it's one of Denzel's greatest movies, it's still a good movie. I guess when it comes down to it, like I said at the beginning, the only way you know that any sort of media is good is if you yourself experience the thing, that you're the only one that can decide whether or not it's good. I can listen to all my CDs in my collection. I can rank them and say this one's better than this one, but unless you listen to it yourself, you don't really know if it's really that good. Same thing with movies. If I played every movie that I own, Batman, Lord of the Rings, Superman, that's basically it. If I played all those movies and ranked them, the only way that you for sure would know that I'm saying or that you agree with me on my points is if you yourself watched the movies. Yeah, it's like reviews are just an absurd concept where just because someone decides whether or not it's good or not, that we just agree or take their opinion as fact when it's just an opinion. And we're hypocrites to it too, because if something is extremely good or extremely bad, we will either decide that we must watch it or we must avoid it at all costs. Like, I watched Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And I heard that Superman 4 is terrible. I decided to watch it anyway just to see for myself, and it's bad. It's very bad. And if in normal circumstances, I would have just avoided it because I'm not wasting my time on that. Because the reviews say that I should. But because it's in my Superman collection of Christopher Reeve's movies, I decided, fuck it. I'm just gonna watch it anyway. And hopefully it's not as bad as I think it's gonna be, and it was terrible. But at least I know now. At least I've decided to dedicate the time into finding out, and now I know, and I'm satisfied with knowing now, because I can say for certain that I know that this movie sucks ass. But I did depend on a review to tell me that. I just saw it for myself, and I think when it comes down to it, the only way you're gonna know if something is good or not is if you watch it and you experience it, and you make a decision for yourself that whatever it is, music, movies, books, video games, whatever, that you know for yourself to form an opinion rather than be dependent upon outside sources to tell you and make it subliminally decide for you. Because why would you be dependent on someone else to form an opinion for you when you could just do it yourself and be done with it? And I guess that's the point of what I'm trying to say. Just reviews are stupid. Just watch the damn thing yourself and figure out whether you like it or not by your own damn self, and not depend upon people who tell you to like something based on their own opinions, because it's stupid. Why would you do that? Even if it's like the masses overwhelmingly decide that something is good or bad, maybe you should just watch it anyway and find out. Because maybe you like it. Maybe you like Supergirl, or you like Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. I'm kidding. Nobody's gonna like that movie, but maybe you like the other movies, or maybe you like the other records, like maybe other music, like, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter or fucking Pantera's Metal Magic. Who knows? But you're not gonna know unless you decide for yourself that that's good or not, based on what you like or dislike or whatever. And so I guess I'll just leave it there. Synopsis. If you really want to know if it's good or not, just experience the damn thing. Alright? Yeah, let's leave it there. See ya.